Before money, trade was a challenge. The barter system required both parties to agree on value, a slow and frustrating process. And if the items were too heavy or perishable, trade became even harder. But then, a new idea changed everything. A system that would shape economies, empires, and the future of civilization itself. This is the story of money. As civilization grew, people needed something more convenient than bartering. The first solution? Objects rare enough to hold value, but easy to carry. Cowrie shells became one of the earliest forms of money used across Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. But shells had a problem. They could be faked, broken, or lost. So, the Lydians, an ancient civilization, created something new: coins. Coins had real value, made from precious metals like gold and silver. They were durable, trusted, and soon they spread across the world. Empires rose and fell, but coins remained the foundation of trade. They powered the Roman Empire, the Greek city-state, and dynasties in China. But even coins had their limits. They were heavy. They could be stolen. And carrying large amounts was dangerous. The world needed another innovation: paper money. In 7th century China, traders and merchants needed a better way to store and transfer wealth. So, the government introduced a revolutionary concept: paper money. This new money was lightweight, easy to carry, and secured by emperor's decree. It spread across China, making trade more efficient. Paper money was so efficient that even foreign merchants adopted it. But in the West, people still trusted metal over paper. Europe was skeptical at first. But as banking evolved, a new kind of money would emerge, one that would forever change the world economy. The birth of banknotes and the rise of banking institutions would redefine wealth and power. In the 17th century, goldsmiths in England and Europe began issuing paper receipt for deposited gold. These receipts soon became a new form of paper money: banknotes. People no longer needed to carry heavy coins. They could use these paper notes, backed by real gold stored in banks. By the 19th century, major economies introduced a system where paper money was tied to a fixed amount of gold. This was known as the gold standard. The gold standard brought stability. Nations could trade with confidence, knowing their currency had real value. But stability didn't last forever. Economic crises, including the Great Depression, shook the system.
The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States. Now, what is this action, which is very technical, what does it mean for you? Let me lay to rest the bugaboo of what is called devaluation. If you want to buy a foreign car or take a trip abroad, market conditions may cause your dollar to buy slightly less. But if you are among the overwhelming majority of Americans who buy American-made products in America, your dollar will be worth just as much tomorrow as it is today. The effect of this action, in other words, will be to stabilize the dollar.
In 1971, the US abandoned the gold standard, making the dollar a fiat currency, money no longer backed by gold, but by government trust. This decision reshaped the global economy and led to the modern financial system we use today. With the gold standard gone, money was no longer backed by precious metals. Instead, its value came from trust in governments and economies. This was fiat money, currency that had value because we believed in it. As economies grew, physical, cash began taking a backseat to a new kind of money, digital transactions. Credit cards, electronic banking, and stock markets operating at the click of a button revolutionized how money moved. By the 21st century, cash was no longer king. In places like Kenya, mobile money services like M-Pesa changed the game, allowing millions to send and receive money without a bank account. Bitcoin, created in 2009, introduced a new idea, decentralized money. Powered by blockchain technology, it allowed transactions without intermediaries. Governments took notice. Today, central banks around the world are exploring their own digital currencies, preparing for a future where money may exist only in virtual form. So what's next? Will money become fully digital? Will cryptocurrencies replace traditional banks? Or will we move to a cashless, AI-driven financial system? Money has come a long way, from shells and gold to paper and digital transactions. But what comes next? Artificial intelligence is reshaping finance, automating stock trading, detecting fraud, and even managing personal wealth. Governments are experimenting with digital currencies, centralized versions of crypto-like money that could replace physical cash. But others believe decentralized finance will take over, removing banks and middlemen completely. But the future isn't without risks. If trust in fiat money fails, or if digital currencies are controlled too tightly, will we lose financial freedom? Will money continue evolving for the better, or could we be heading for the next big financial revolution? What do you think the future of money looks like? If you have enjoyed the video, I will enjoy too when you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. See you in the next video. Cheers.